tomorrow we all share. One filled with trust, good company, and wide open dreams. That's the way banking should be. And that's Pinnacle Bank. Member FDIC.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program by building a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today. Tune in to Outside the Box from 4 to 5 p.m. for everything you need to know about the Lincoln Stars. Join head coach Rocky Russo and play-by-play voice Alex Fern as they sit down with special player guests to tell the story of the Lincoln Stars and give you all the news and notes you need from around the USHL. That's Outside the Box with the Lincoln Stars on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and right now at Koppel, we are offering big discounts on all of our inventory. 2026 GMC Terrains are leasing at $279 per month or buy for $27,690. 2026 Canyons leasing for $269 or buy for $40,980. Also right now, all new Equinox EVs and all half-ton trucks are starting at $12,000 off MSRP. These are just a few examples of some of the aggressive pricing going on right now at Koppel. Please stop on in or check us out at koppelcars.com. All leases with $2,500 down with a roof credit.
Are you looking for a fresh new hangout spot? Let me tell you about Liquid Assets Sports Bar, where Mondays mean new weekly drink and food features. With 23 taps, a full lineup of cans and bottles, and 40 TVs blasting every sports package out there, you'll never worry about missing a play. Savor high-end spirits at their stylish top-shelf bar, enjoy a healthy menu, family-friendly atmosphere, and catch all of your favorite teams every day. Doors open daily at 11 a.m. Liquid Assets Sports Bar, located at 2755 Jamie Lane in South Lincoln. There's no place like McKinney's Irish Pub for St. Patrick's Day, so mark your calendars to join in on the fun for their 12th annual Street Festival. The party goes all weekend long, but starts on March 14th and 15th with tons of giveaways, great Irish food, and green beer. And it continues on Tuesday the 17th for actual St. Patrick's Day. Doors open for the bar at 9 a.m. on Saturday, 11 a.m. on Sunday, and 9 a.m. on Tuesday. And the street party starts at 2 p.m. all 3 days. Don't miss out on great music and great fun with no cover charge for St. Patrick's Day weekend at McKinney's Irish Pub, located at 8th and P.
Hey, this is Jay Foreman, the host of Old School, 3 to 6 p.m. here at 93.7 The Ticket. And one of my favorite things to do is come down and meet all the fans before and after as they cheer on our beloved Huskers.
This message is brought to you by the Downtown Lincoln Association and 93.7 The Ticket.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. 93.7 The Ticket sports news go now.
This is Nick Wyman with your sports update. After a win over USC on Saturday, the Nebraska men's basketball team is in action tonight against UCLA. With a victory over the Bruins, the Cornhuskers would clinch a triple bye in the Big Ten basketball tournament next week. Tip-off between Nebraska and UCLA is scheduled for 10 p.m. Central Time and can be seen on FS1. While Nebraska baseball played in their first home game today against Omaha, the Nebraska softball team has their home opener this week as well. The Cornhuskers softball team matches up with South Dakota State for a doubleheader on Thursday, March 5th, with first pitch of those games scheduled for 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. at Bowlin Stadium. Nebraska Volley will make its Sanford Pentagon debut in April with a spring match against Iowa State. The Huskers are coming off a 33-1 season and their third straight Big Ten championship with a perfect 20-0 conference record. First serve during this match between the Cornhuskers and the Cyclones is scheduled for 1 p.m. on April 11th in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Nebraska Volleyball spring schedule also includes a match against Creighton in Omaha on April 17th. And for all the latest sports news and updates, keep it tuned right here at 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome into Serve and Volley, featuring Nebraska assistant coach and recruiting coordinator Jaylen Reyes. Serve and Volley gives you a look behind the curtain of Nebraska volleyball and a coach's perspective on the world of college athletics. Serve and Volley is sponsored by Love Volleyball Nebraska. Become a Love Volleyball Nebraska member for your chance to engage with Love and its players. Now it's time for First Serve on Serve and Volley with your host, Jaylen Reyes.
All right, welcome back in at 93.7 The Ticket, ticketfm.com. This is Serve and Volley. Nebraska Volleyball Associate Head Coach Jaylen Reyes joins me to my left. You guys can always join in 402-464-5685, Facebook, YouTube, X, Allo, Channel 961. All great ways to put a face to the voice. And we got some things to talk about, some volleyball news, some beach volleyball news. And of course, we'll be here for quite a while, all the way past midnight, because we will have the Husker Hoops postgame show once that one wraps up. And again, I'm thinking about midnight, 10 p.m. tip-off Central Time. Jaylen Reyes, were you a Pac-12 at midnight type of guy? I know it's not really the Pac-12 anymore, but
I'm whatever after dark. I'm a big sports guy all times of the day, but just being from Hawaii, Hawaii's everything was after dark.
Yeah, that's true.
I guess technically growing up there, you don't know it's after dark until you stay up for a Hawaii match and you're like, whoa, it's getting started at 10 p.m. Central Time. So, hey, little 10 o'clock Central start tonight. Hopefully the boys can bring it. And, as one that's played a bunch of matches as a player and coached a bunch of matches as a coach in Poly Pavilion. Obviously it means a lot for the sport of volleyball, but Coach Wooden has definitely won some national. That program still won some national championships in basketball too. So it's I think to a degree, especially because that UCLA has just joined the conference recently. That's kind of a groundbreaking place and arena and facility in college sports, whether it's volleyball or hoops. So, wish the boys good luck tonight, and it should be a fun one. And I'm sure Nebraska fans are going to be up for it. So,
yeah, I think we'll see a lot of the same ones that were at that USC game at this game.
Oh yeah,
because I don't know if you watched that one, but on TV the announcers commented on.
Oh yeah,
Husker Nation's awesome, and I think the history of this one's pretty cool too. Textline, correct me if I'm wrong, but maybe like the third all-time matchup, and I think they've only played at UCLA in that arena like one time.
Yeah, a couple.
And I think it was like in the Big 12 era. I think they somehow met him, or no, they would have met him in the NIT.
Oh yeah, you're right because they just joined the conference last year, and obviously they came here last year.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is going to be, for sure the first time. Obviously Berkey played there, so he's played some games at Poly, and I would assume I guess nowadays in college hoops, it's kind of hard to know. Did Sanford play? Did Iowa play there last year? I don't know that.
I'd have to look through.
College hoops is a little different than women's volleyball, but I would assume it's going to be Nebraska's, a lot of people's first time in Poly Pavilion, which is a really, really cool. They got the Bruin statue outside. Obviously, they got Coach Wooden statue and his pyramid right outside, which is, kind of the holy grail when it comes to especially coaches. Even us volleyball coaches, we talk about Coach Wooden and the stuff he did, and his impact on not just basketball but just coaching in general.
Yeah, that place has got a ton of history and legend behind it for a lot of great figures, and I think they practice a lot of that when they're at home. So I know we said it off air. UCLA, still a very good team at home.
Yep.
On the road, a little bit different story, but certainly Nebraska basketball will get tested tonight as they got a big one versus the Bruins, and we will be here for postgame as soon as that clock hits 0. Let's get to volleyball, though. You guys did announce your spring match, and you're doing it at the Stanford Pentagon, which is phenomenal. I didn't usually go there. We played there for basketball tournaments.
I've
all
heard
the time
that's the home of Husker athletics, right? That's what we've been told.
It's up there. It's one of the premiers down there in Sioux Falls.
It's because every time Nebraska athletics goes up there, it's a neutral home game, right? That's what all the other
that's what we dub it in.
The other opposing coaches say, right? It's a neutral home game, right?
Yeah, because I think we play St. Mary's last year.
2 years, and then it was Oklahoma this year.
It was Oklahoma, and then the coaches always.
And the girls go up there too. I know the women's hoops played up there. They got a win this year. I can't remember who they played, but I think they definitely beat somebody up there like the day after the guys, I believe.
Yeah, I don't want to give out the wrong team, but the women's basketball team has also had their tickets to the Stanford Pentagon, and it's been a win for about every Husker there so far, as well as the fans who get to go out there and attend it. It is a beautiful facility. It works out perfect for what they're trying to do. Excitement on going out there, and I think you guys got Iowa State for that match.
Yep. Well, former Husker Christy Johnson Lynch is former All-American. She's the head coach of that program, and she's done a great job with that program. So we're excited to kind of get up there. It was one of those things where I think the Pentagon, I'm not sure exactly what the sports association in the area, in Sioux Falls area, but they kind of reached out to our, athletic department, and they're like, hey, basically it's like, you guys need to play a spring match at, it was kind of, I'm not going to say it was dictated to us, but it was one of those like, you need to do this. And we're like, sure. And actually, people don't know how Nebraska this past fall we hosted the AVCA First Serve here in Lincoln last year.
Yep.
The Stanford Pentagon actually hosted the other part of the AVCA First Serve, and I believe it was Penn State played Kansas and Texas A&M played Minnesota. So it's actually hosted volleyball matches before. So I think that was part of it. They had a nice crowd there, but obviously just with the success, like with the proximity, the fact that we have, one of the best players in the country, Bergen Riley's from Sioux Falls. And,
Yeah.
I think there's just a lot of like local ties that make sense. And then Iowa State obviously is, I think I don't know this. Are they closer to Sioux Falls than we are?
They might be.
They might be.
I'd have to look
it's
it on
gotta
a map,
be close,
but-
right? But it just made sense for everybody involved. And we're looking to kind of get up there and have a fun, neutral site match. And it should be a fun, fun time in, I believe, early April.
Should be, right? And there'd be a lot of competition again. You do get the culmination of not just the Sioux Falls area, but all the small towns,
Yep.
the Midwestern thing where everyone kind of drives in there. And it is really nice. I don't know what the volleyball would look there. I'm trying to remember what Penn State and Kansas looked like there.
It was sold out. I could be totally wrong. The gym only seats 4,000 people.
Yeah, it's not
small.
like massive. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's pretty small.
So like, here, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say, I think our fans alone would be able to cover 4,000 tickets, right? Fans out there
In that area, yeah.
Yeah.
We're not even asking them
yeah.
to travel.
Yeah.
significantly.
I think there's going to be a ton. That sport of volleyball is pretty big there.
Yeah,
in the
100%.
area. With Bergen, there's a lot of other great players from the Sioux Falls area.
You
And
might
then-
get 1,000 just Bergen Riley fans.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe more than that.
So, I think it's going to be a fun environment, I'm sure. And we get to play a really top quality NCAA worthy, NCAA tournament team this past year. So I'm
Mhm.
sure it's going to be an awesome environment, but also awesome competition. And, anytime we get to tee it up this spring, it's kind of a blessing.
How fun has it been for you to kind of play in these different venues? And you correct me if I'm wrong. It feels like it's always been pretty traditional. Nothing wrong with it. The beauty of tradition. But because the Nebraska volleyball has grown so much in particular, obviously you had the volleyball day, which is a thing in its own. But now, events like this where you're going playing the Sanford, you guys have opened up the door to playing games at the Pinnacle Bank, at the Vault as well. Different avenues or venues for Nebraska volleyball playing at. And I know for the fanfare, people seem to enjoy it a lot.
Oh, for sure. We've played at some really, really amazing venues. Even, Final Fours, regionals that we've played in. Obviously, you mentioned the stadium match. We're going to play at some different other venues coming up. We've played in NBA arenas. This past year, we played down at where the Predators play in Nashville.
Mhm.
On top of that, obviously, we get to play at, where the boys are going to play tonight, play at Poly Pavilion. So it's just cool, to see like the sport of volleyball getting into these, we're not being relegated to like the rec gym, we're not being relegated to, the basement, and stuff like that. So much so we're like making it into the penthouse too as a sport. And, we feel like, hey, that's also helping drive interest and revenue and, just new followers to the sport. And, that's something we take pride in here at Nebraska.
Definitely seeing it, and the growth of it's been pretty noticeable. And we've talked about it on the TVs as well, making those strides in there. But it is really cool. Do you know, I don't know if you can even answer this, but when it comes to playing at the Vault, and I feel like I've heard Dannon maybe speak on it, is that something, because it had such great success, that the Huskers are likely to look into more? Or are you going to kind of maybe keep it at, hey, that was just once in a blue moon thing, or we did it once a year?
We'll play a couple times for sure there. I think a lot of it's revenue driven, right? So with the new reseating at Devaney, the other thing that people don't quite understand, I think, to a degree, because people are asking, like, why don't you just play every game there, right? Like, especially nowadays, right, where a lot of it is revenue driven, right? It's what college sports are, right? Revenue. And it makes sense because now you're paying the players, right? It's always been revenue, but now it's like there's more of a premium. And I think for sure now there's more an emphasis on the Olympic sports. So sports basically not football and not men's basketball. Can you find ways to drive revenue, right? Which is something we've done a really good job of at, in the last however long, especially since Coach Pettit and Coach Cook We're in charge of the program, and obviously DBK now. The one thing that people don't understand, though, right? I think in easy math, you would look at, okay, Devaney, you can fit 9,000, 10,000 people. The vault seats what, 16? So everyone kind of looks at it like, why don't you just play most of your games there? It's a bigger gym, more people. Instantly, you think more revenue.
Right.
Certain things, yes, you can put more people in there, but there's also things about Devaney that we don't have. The University of Nebraska itself does not own the Pinnacle Bank Arena. So we don't bring in 100% of the proceeds, do not go directly to the athletic department or the volleyball program.
Right. That was why it was one of the first venues you could have alcohol.
Exactly.
It's technically not on campus. It's used by the campus, but it's not the campus sold property.
Exactly. Parking's a big thing.
Yeah.
All the parking that is, and okay, I shouldn't say all, and I might be kind of misstepping here to a degree, but most of the parking that I think most of the fans that come to our games at Devaney, the proceeds go to the athletic department. When you park downtown, that goes to the city, which is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But so what I'm saying is all those things, concessions, alcohol sales, anything you buy at Devaney goes straight to the athletic department. Not at, like, you know, I don't know the percentages and stuff like that. You could probably even just look it up, but it's not 100% of what you buy at PBA goes directly to the athletic department. So I think it comes down to, it's going to become a wash. And then on top of that, with the new reseating at Devaney and the fact that we're going to make Devaney a little bit bigger, again, I'm not qualified to talk about this, and I don't want to misstep or say something that I don't really mean. But it's not as simple as looking at, oh, hey, you can put more people in Pinnacle Bank Arena, aka means 100%, Jaylen, you guys will make more money playing at PBA versus playing at Devaney. Even without this reseating, because of just the way contracts are, the way that, you know, Nebraska athletics is really a tenet of, it's the biggest tenet, but it's really a tenet of you know, Pinnacle Bank Arena versus like, we're in full control of the Devaney Center, and it's been awesome. The other thing too is just it's really nice where you can play where you practice, you train. Our offices are right there, and it, you know, provides a really nice home court advantage. But
it's a nice arena.
But in general, like, yeah, we will probably play. You know, I mean, I guess I've been here for now 7 seasons. This is the first year I've coached a match in the Pinnacle Bank Arena, and I bet we'll coach a couple more this year, and then. I think going forward, like I think it's been announced, so I don't think I'm breaking any news. When we play Creighton this fall, we will play them at the Pinnacle Bank Arena. So I know we're playing one. We might play one more, other one, maybe like a Big Ten game. But for the most part, you know, I know like throughout the years, because it was such a huge success, and I mean the Haymarket in general, for those that have never been to Lincoln for a sporting event. Again, I don't want to pretend like I've been to, you know, the SEC or certain areas, or, you know, I haven't been to like University of Texas on like a home football, basketball game. But that area, especially where, you know, Memorial Stadium or Pinnacle Bank Arena in relation to where the Haymarket is the area where that surrounds kind of the baseball stadium. It's right next to the football stadium. And it's, I mean, obviously the basketball arena, Pinnacle Bank Arena, is in that downtown area. It's just such a cool atmosphere. I can't imagine as a college fan of being able to just kind of go down there, bars and restaurants. You know, there's always cool vendors outside, you know, and just everything's right. It just makes it for such a cool college environment that even, I think we even experienced early this fall that I know for sure going in the future, we want to, you know, partake in more often, you know, more often than in the past. But for us, Devaney is still home, and it will always be home. And but that doesn't mean we won't look to kind of go play down the street too.
Yeah, fair enough. I just know, for depending on which crowd you're looking at, there is a lot of people that love the Bob, and rightfully so. It's still a beautiful venue. Like, I love going down there for Husker wrestling
for sure.
What they've been able to do with the elevated mat, like, it's still a beautiful arena to go play.
Oh
in.
Yeah.
But I just know that there is certain crowds out there when it's at the vault. I think just to change on the ice too when you have a team, and it's cool to get it in there. And I just remember, it's kind of ironic that the way the season played out was like, man, I haven't seen, you know, the vault at this atmosphere since I can remember. And now basketball's really gotten it rolling. But I compared, that one time Nebraska played in it this year was, kind of like the electricity you maybe felt for when we were playing number 1 Purdue. And I know that's crazy standards, but at that point, that was kind of the best Nebraska basketball may have felt with a huge win. And then ironically this year, the Vault's been rocking just about all year because of what that men's basketball program is doing.
That facility is awesome, and it's just the way it's built. And even like I've been to concerts, I've been to different things there up in the suites or up in the nosebleeds. Like every seat is like
always a good seat.
You just feel like you're on top of the game and you can watch and I mean, we definitely want to take advantage of that in terms of just like having another world-class facility literally down the street from us that we'll have access to. And I know in the future for us, like, part of the reason why we're looking at, there's I don't know the bylaw in the NCAA, but if we were luckily enough to host regionals again, like which we've had the last 3 years, you have to play a certain amount of home games in a certain arena to host regionals in. So if we play enough home games at PBA, there's a possibility we could host regionals in that facility too, which would just, again...
Is it a pretty significant number? Or
no, I think it's like at least... Gosh, I don't want to get in trouble here, but I think it's like 2 or 3 when you think about it. If we're going to already for sure play one, so if we just play like one more... I don't know that number per se, but it's not like, oh, you have to play half your home games in there. It's not.
Yeah,
it's
that's
nothing,
what I was thinking.
It's nothing like that. It's small. It's smaller than you would think. And I think the other thing that PBA provides that Devaney doesn't, that prevent, this is not a shade against Devaney, but you just fit more people in there.
Yeah.
And it just allows you to share our sport, our program, the environment of a high level, nationally ranked Big Ten volleyball match with more people, which is at the end of the day, like that's kind of what we're hoping for anyway. So, again, kind of a big college sports fan here thinking about like when the Big East basketball started, right? They wanted the big venues, right? They wanted Syracuse, you need to play in the Carrier Dome. And
you sell the sport.
Yeah.
And that's why I asked about it, because I'll tell you what, it looks great on TV.
Right.
When Nebraska Volleyball was in the Vault, because you get to see it in a different look, but also, if you're an investor, like, holy smokes, there's a lot of people in that building.
You're selling out the equivalent of an NBA arena. So like, why not? Right. Like, so, hey, if you have somebody that's thinking about, they're sponsoring a college team or maybe getting involved with Love or MLV, the pro teams. It's like, whoa, there's a women's college volleyball team that is capable each and every night of doing this. Like, why not? There's opportunity to be had, investing in this sport. So I don't necessarily know like what the future brings in terms of like how many games or what games or have all those details, but I know that's avenues that we're definitely exploring, if that makes sense.
Yeah, which I think is fair, right? Because there's, I think, more than one good option to go. I don't know if there's really a wrong way to do it. It's just figuring out what the best way is going to look like for the Nebraska volleyball program. And of course the fans as well, taking their consideration is in. But it's just a good problem to have that you have venues that you can go sell out. There's schools that are just, really hoping to get more numbers into their own home arenas without the ability to even go sell out a bigger one at that. With that being said, we are getting close to our first break here. You guys always join in on the Starter Hammond text line. We do have some beach volleyball that you guys took care of. And I think up next you do still have some more at the Alloy, and then you will be, you're just straight off there.
We finished today.
Okay.
So technically we finished our four home duels, which I'm assuming we'll talk about after break.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. You had Wayne State and Oklahoma Wesleyan. That's going on today. Well, on March 3rd. But we'll talk about what's coming up left here and a little bit about what just already went down with Nebraska Beach Volleyball. Don't go anywhere. Serve and Volley with Associate Head Coach Jaylen Reyes, Harrison Arns on the 1s and 2s. We'll talk to you in a bit.
Winter is just around the corner. Is your vehicle ready? Don't get left out in the cold. At A1 Automotive, we prep your car for whatever winter throws your way here in Nebraska. For battery checks, brake inspections, tires, heaters, whatever your car needs to keep you and your family safe on the road, we've got you covered. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Concrete Industries has immediate job openings for precast production laborers and maintenance technicians. Concrete Industries offers great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness program, holidays, and paid time off. Apply today to earn a starting pay of $21.50 per hour plus a $1,500 hiring bonus. Concrete Industries is hiring all experience levels and offers on-the-job training. Start your career today as a precast production laborer or maintenance technician. Visit concreteindustries.com.
There's no place like McKinney's Irish Pub for St. Patrick's Day, so mark your calendars to join in on the fun for their 12th annual Street Festival. The party goes all weekend long, but starts on March 14th and 15th with tons of giveaways, great Irish food, and green beer. And it continues on Tuesday the 17th for actual St. Patrick's Day. Doors open for the bar at 9 a.m. on Saturday, 11 a.m. on Sunday, and 9 a.m. on Tuesday. And the street party starts at 2 p.m. all 3 days. Don't miss out on great music and great fun with no cover charge for St. Patrick's Day weekend at McKinney's Irish Pub, located at 8th and P.
Tune in to Outside the Box from 4 to 5 p.m. for everything you need to know about the Lincoln Stars. Join head coach Rocky Russo and play-by-play voice Alex Fern as they sit down with special player guests to tell the story of the Lincoln Stars and give you all the news and notes you need from around the USHL. That's Outside the Box with the Lincoln Stars on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program by building a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Are you looking for a fresh new hangout spot? Let me tell you about Liquid Assets Sports Bar, where Mondays mean new weekly drink and food features. With 23 taps, a full lineup of cans and bottles, and 40 TVs blasting every sports package out there, you'll never worry about missing a play. Savor high-end spirits at their stylish top-shelf bar, enjoy a healthy menu, family-friendly atmosphere, and catch all of your favorite teams every day. Doors open daily at 11 a.m. Liquid Assets Sports Bar, located at 2755 Jamie Lane in South Lincoln.
At Schwezo Construction, safety isn't just a policy, it's a promise. Build with us. Work safe, go home proud. We're hiring skilled craftsmen, laborers, concrete workers, and steel erectors who value quality work and a team that has your back, on and off the job site. If you're ready to be part of a company where your safety and success come first, visit Schwezo.com. That's SCHWISOW.com and apply today. Schwezo Construction, 40 years strong and still building the future.
Tomorrow is about the lessons we learn today. A farmer's market teaches us that community is grown together. Kids laughing shows us how joy is easy. And coffee on the porch reminds us to savor every moment. These are the lessons that shape a tomorrow we all share. One filled with trust, good company, and wide open dreams. That's the way banking should be. And that's Pinnacle Bank. Member FDIC.
John just tried Runza's new Jammin' Bacon Cheeseburger with its sweet heat bacon jam, pepper jack cheese, bacon, and cream cheese.
Whoa, this burger's like totally...
What?
You know, boom, 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 boom.
Not sure I'm getting it.
It's totally jammin'?
Ah, I see. Well, don't jam with your mouth full. Try the Jammin' Bacon Cheeseburger. Because from the way we make it to the way it makes you feel, Runza makes it all better.
Fans, are you craving the ultimate game day experience? Red Zone Sports Bar and Grill has your front row seat to all the action. Dive into delicious wings, juicy burgers, and ice-cold drinks, all served up with TVs covering every inch of the wall, so you'll never miss a play. Rally your crew, cheer on your team, and take advantage of game night specials every week. Stop in for a Nebraska basketball game with a party of 4 or more and receive a free pitcher of beer. Red Zone Sports Bar and Grill, right by the Lincoln Airport at 3111 Northwest 12th Street.
Tomorrow is about the lessons we learn today. A farmer's market teaches us that community is grown together. Kids laughing shows us how joy is easy. And coffee on the porch reminds us to savor every moment. These are the lessons that shape a tomorrow we all share. One filled with trust, good company, and wide open dreams. That's the way banking should be. And that's Pinnacle Bank. Member FDIC.
Welcome into Serving Volley with your host, Nebraska Assistant Coach and Recruiting Coordinator Jaylen Reyes.
Welcome back in at Serve and Volley. Harrison Arns on the ones and twos. You guys are always welcome to join in. 402-464-5685. You got Marcus off text line. He chimes in here, says like Louisville in the YUM, the Yum Center would be sweet to host at the Vault. What's the one? YUM Center. What am I blanking on?
Yum
there?
Center. The KFC Yum Center.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
where
okay,
they play.
yeah.
So the reason I know Danny, so when DBK was at Louisville, they would play, I can't remember what, I think it's like a local bank too, which is kind of funny, is where they have like a little, sorry, Danny, if I get this wrong, but I think it's like 1,500 to 2,000 seat gym that they practice and play in. They'll play like their smaller matches in there.
Mm-hmm.
And the bigger matches, they would go downtown and play at the Yum Center. It's where basketball plays. It's where like the Final Four was a couple years ago.
Okay,
like
yeah.
Every time we've gone to Louisville, we've played there.
Yep.
Because Danny was the one that told me, like, hey, originally we played a few games at the Yum Center so that way we could host regionals there. So I think it's not more than like 2 or 3, but yeah, it's a similar thing. And the Yum Center is the same thing where it's like it's a city owned. And again, I don't know the contracts, right? Like every school has different contracts with certain, like,
which is important to remember though, because I know you said it on the last segment, but we don't necessarily get every single dollar at the Vault when you guys play there. It's a trade-off. It's a win-win for both parties, but you got to make it work.
Right. And here's the thing, right? For us, the trade-off too is like, it's not like, okay, we're playing in a 1,000 seat volleyball arena versus a 16,000 seats, or even if we only took half the proceeds, you're going to make more money than playing. We're playing in a 9,000, 10,000 seat volleyball arena that's really made for volleyball. So it's kind of, I don't know. I get it. I my 2 experiences at the Vault. Obviously, we beat 2 really good teams there, and I want to keep playing down there. But like, I mean, Devaney is like one of the meccas of volleyball in the world, you know. And the Vault is a great arena, but like what the Devaney Center means to the sport of volleyball, it's one of those, like, I don't know. I'm not gonna call it the Holy Grail, but it's like one of those places where it's like synonymous with. It's like one of those things you walk around. It's kind of like, okay, hey, when you made it as an athlete when you can go by one name: Kobe, LeBron, Tiger, Messi, Ronaldo. Like Devaney in the volleyball world, you say Devaney, everyone knows what that means, and stuff like that. And there's not that many gyms that are synonymous with the sport. Like you just say Devaney, the Devaney Center. That's all you need to say, and oh, you're talking about Nebraska where they have this insane sellout streak going, stuff like that.
What would I'm going to call it, like in college football, one of the cathedrals of volleyball? What are like some of the other best? And again, just historic. It doesn't have to be like the nicest thing, but historic.
Oh,
there's a lot of great ones. And I know Nebraska.
I mean, honestly, Coliseum back in the day was one of them. The Stan Sheriff Center at Hawaii is definitely one of them.
How old is that building?
It opened in 95. So it's not that old.
Okay.
It's not that old. But it has so much history for volleyball because of men's and women's. Poly Pavilion is the same thing because UCLA and Hawaii are both two programs that have it. I think Wisconsin's Fieldhouse is getting there. Texas's Gregory Gym is one of them. And then you have a lot of them. Like overseas. So you have like, the big famous soccer stadium in Rio de Janeiro is called Maracanã.
Yep.
So they have a gym where the Olympics, when Rio hosted the Olympics, there's a gym that's right by. It's called Maracanãzinho. So Zinho is like the Portuguese version of the word Ito. So Zinho in Portuguese is little. So Maracanãzinho is little Maracanã. It'd be like you have this massive soccer stadium and then you have this little arena right next to it. It's this massive arena, but it's right next to like what the Brazilian soccer fans is like literally
they get
a cathedral. There, so like the volleyball gym, and then you have some in Italy called like Pala Panini in Modena, Italy. You have one in Rome, you have one in Milano. So there's like a bunch of them all over the world, in my opinion. But I think in the United States, you'd have for sure in my opinion, I'm biased, but like Rec Hall would be another one at Penn State. Men's and women's, a lot of history with both sports. You have definitely you have Poly Pavilion. You have the Stan Sheriff Center at Hawaii.
I'm trying to think, is Oregon? But is their gym seems newer.
You think about it, if you have a cathedral, you got to be at a program that goes back in my opinion,
Yeah.
that's had some success 20 plus years where
Gotta
you
have
also-
the history.
that you just also have some just like, okay, for an example, Pitt, Louisville,
Mm-hmm.
they're really great programs, but they've only been great for like the last 10-ish years. Like you need something that goes, and it's also like you need some like level of importance games, right? You need regional finals, you need Final Fours, you need, some like, I think also when you have a long history of, if you look at the Coliseum or you look at the Devaney Center, and I would say, let's combine the two because obviously we moved gyms. But you have a sellout streak, right? You have the history. You literally go in the Devaney Center, you just see like a ton of history about the sport of volleyball. Not just Nebraska, but you have sport of volleyball. You also have like, whoa, these are the players that played here every day. Penn State is the same way. UCLA is the same way. I can't think. I think Wisconsin.
Do Ivy League schools have any? Like a Stanford, I'm trying to think.
Stanford, yeah. So Maples Pavilion. I would say Maples
Okay.
Pavilion is probably one that if you made me pick another one, I would say Maples for sure. Wisconsin's getting there. I think Wisconsin is like budding. They're just not quite there yet because of like, they don't have this long, extensive history going back into like the 80s and the 90s. Texas, the Gregory Gym does for sure. So I'll give them that. I'm trying to think, is there another?
It got me thinking about volleyball arenas and who has some of the better ones out there. It was not on my plan. I was going to get to beach volleyball.
I was going to like, okay, like cathedrals too, right? Cathedrals are not always like, they have to be the fanciest gym.
Yeah, I'm not
right?
looking for the Nike factor.
Yeah, like I'm assuming one of the cathedrals for college basketball is Cameron Indoor Arena. You walk into Cameron Indoor, and I've been there. It's not this like, wow, luxury arena. It's just, if they took off the Duke stuff,
Yep.
and you walked in there, you'd be like, wow, this is a really big high school gym.
Well, even when you go look at Indiana.
Yeah.
Where they play.
Yeah.
Like it's not.
That one looks more like an arena. Assembly, that's Assembly Hall? No, Freedom Hall. Which one is? Assembly Hall. I've been in there because, long story short, when we played there in 2020, that's where we had to go do our COVID tests. So I remember going in there and I'm like, wow, this place is on.
Yeah.
Low-key, I wish they played us in there because we could definitely fill up that gym. That's another conversation for another day. But in fact, I might go text Steve there, the head coach of Indiana, that be like, yo, Steve, what do you think about us playing when we play you guys? If we play you guys on the road this year, what if we play in there?
It'd be a cool place to play.
Oh yeah. And it's Indiana's a big volleyball state. I'm sure that's a great question. I'm trying to think like the PAV at Minnesota. That's definitely
like
one.
a barn.
Yeah. It's
unique.
They've been good. It's unique. They've been good. There's a lot of, I think also cathedrals, right? It's like you need to have, to a degree, you need to have like legends of the sport that played, that coached. There's so many meaningful matches. There's heartbreak on that court, right? There's, I don't know.
I would have to have a historic moment.
Yeah,
there's framing moments.
There's heartbreak and triumphs, right? In that gym, to where when you say the name of the arena, the true fans of the sport can they run through those people's minds by just saying, hey, the Devaney Center, what do you think of? Well, I think of this, and this.
Helps when you have Jordan Burroughs, one of the best pound for pound wrestlers to ever live, and they're still going at it.
Exactly. So yeah, gosh, I guess if we sat here and think about it, there's probably some other ones, but those are the top ones that definitely come to mind first, for sure.
Fair enough. Like I said, a little bit of a side tangent, but I'm glad that we got into it to give a little bit more respect to some of the more historic volleyball arenas out there, and also maybe some ideas down the road. But beach volleyball, I don't know if the Alloy's in there for one of the cathedrals of beach volleyball, but it is a beautiful setup that we have here. Nebraska wrapped up. Did you have to compete in the Alloy over the weekend? Or were you able to go outside?
No, so we played. So we've played 4 duels so far. We started last Monday. We played against a Ottawa University from Kansas. We played in the Alloy, and then last Friday the weather was awesome. Right before it got cold again on Saturday, weather was really nice. It was in the 70s during the day.
That's right. Friday was beautiful.
Friday was nice. So we played a try that day. So when I say a try, there's 3 teams that played. We played Trinidad State out of the state of Colorado. We played them in the morning. And then Wayne State from just up north, they came down and played Trinidad State in the afternoon. So they kind of had the lunch matchup. And then we played again against Wayne State again around kind of like 2-ish o'clock. That's when that started. So we were able to play there, and then we kind of finished up our homestand, which is kind of funny to say because it's only 4 duels. We finished our last home match actually today against
Oklahoma
Wesleyan, and Wayne State came down today just to play them, but we didn't play them again. So kind of 4 duels down in what was it, the matter of 8 days, and kind of gearing up. But yeah, we got to play 2 of our duels outside last Friday, and then last Monday and today, just because of weather, obviously for us in Nebraska, a little colder. But all in all, awesome day, awesome 4 days to get to compete, and got to play against some pretty good teams. And if I'm being honest, like now being involved with this for a few years now, watching, Wayne State start their program, having Ottawa come up here pretty much every year. Oklahoma Wesleyan played us not last year, but the year before. They're all like getting better. We're definitely out athleting them, but in terms of just like, the brand, sometimes it's like maybe you have better athletes, but you watch the other team and hey, they compete. They know what, in terms of like tactics, they know how to play the tactics way better than maybe they did in years past. All of those programs have gotten better even in this short amount of time. So much so, I mean, I'm sitting there watching, we're playing against Trinidad State, and the Coach Kneifel from Wayne State, him and I are talking just kind of on the side. And even he made a comment like, wow, Trinidad State's even better than they were last year, So, it's awesome just to get to see some different teams. And I know some Husker fans out there are maybe not as familiar with that and maybe how we schedule certain things. And I know I've talked about it in shows in the past, but for us, it's just, hey, we'll play anybody that's even around us. And beach volleyball, we don't do as much traveling. And, there's some schools that are not as willing to come play us out here. And, so for us, it's like anytime we can kind of get some dates in to compete before we kind of go and play on our big trips, we're looking forward to it.
Was the crowd decent on Friday?
Crowd was great, actually.
I was going to say, it was
awesome.
Beautiful weather.
I think nice weather. The hard part was it was during a work day, and the fact that we were done by 4-ish o'clock, but we try to get some people out. We don't charge attendance for it, but I mean, the courts right behind University Suites were pretty packed, and, a lot, I think it also helped Wayne State, local team. And, I'm not going to say half, because obviously it's a bunch of big guys, but a lot of football players were out there. We got to see a bunch of them, and other athletes were out there too. So it was kind of cool to see other athletes come out and support the girls, and of course, friends and family. And but yeah, we had people kind of throughout the day, and it's kind of a cool part of campus because you have people kind of walking back and forth to the dorms. There's a big parking lot on that side too, so maybe you have some people that maybe necessarily wouldn't even know about it, but they just kind of cruise through just because, hey, maybe they park their car at 8 o'clock. They're walking back after, 8:30 to 9:30 class, and Huskers aren't competing. Next thing you know, we kind of grab their attention for, 30, 45 minutes. So it's fun. It's fun for the girls. And, obviously you look around and everyone's trying to take pictures with them because it's kind of rare. Sometimes people get to kind of be up close next to some of them. And, but no, it was a really, really good crowd. I'm glad we kind of got the word out that we're playing outside that day.
Yeah, I was seeing some of the people on social media, and it looks like a decent crowd out there. And to your point, people are, maybe even if they weren't sure what's going on, they pull up, see a big gathering happening, and pull them and see what it's all about. And they take care of business. I don't know if you mentioned it, but they do go across the board and sweep everyone but Wayne State. Wayne State would actually push them. That was the Friday match, 4-1. And Nebraska still handles business there. What were you just kind of your biggest takeaways? We won't go like match or game by game here,
right?
But between all of these, on some of the things that your team did good on, and
I would definitely say we're getting better. That day, it's just huge for us. And I think we've talked about it in the past, but the fact that we got to play outside is such a huge thing, because that's, in my opinion, of course, okay, besides the fact that we just don't play the sport, the hardest part is just being able to like get outside in the elements and get the girls to understand why you have to play this sport a little differently than maybe you play indoor volleyball because of wind and weather, and not necessarily the sun, but just how much the wind really affects this sport. It's one thing to talk about it inside, but it's just hard to, not hard. You just can't replicate it. First you go outside, it's like, whoa, now they kind of see. And that's super important heading into our trip to Arizona this weekend. And, yeah, we're looking forward to it. But yeah, I think part of the biggest takeaway is we got better as we went on this week and in this 8 days. I think every individual player got better. And I think as a team, each team got better and learned some things. And we're kind of challenging them to, hey, a certain team, a certain individual pair, when they're playing well, they're doing these things. But it might be a different pair when they're doing well. They might not be even focusing on those same things. They might need to do something else based on who's on the team. So for us, it's like we're going through this process of like learning, hey, what does team A and team B and team C and team D need to do to be successful? Or what do they do when they're playing really well? What does playing really well look like for this team? Because it might be totally different for another team, which is kind of the fun part about beach volleyball, because not everyone has to play similar, because one, sometimes certain teams are based on the personnel and the capabilities and the athletic ability. Certain teams, I would not advise, hey, team A plays like this when they play really well. Sometimes I would not advise team B to try to do that. You need to do your own thing. So we're in the kind of that phase of doing that. And I think the only way you can do that is just kind of play and learn and see and communicate and just kind of more reflect of like, hey, when I played really well, how does it look? What does it look like when our team, our individual, Harrison, you and me, when Jaylen and Harrison are playing really well, what does it look like? Because it might look different from Joe and Brady.
Easy enough, which makes total sense out there. When you got two people,
yep,
you're going to have to make work with that very limited personnel. So with that being said, we'll go ahead and throw it to break. We'll talk more about that on the other side. Final segment, only have about 5 minutes left. So don't go anywhere. Serve and Volley. Harrison Arns, Jaylen Reyes. Talk to you in a bit.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC. And right now at Koppel, we are offering big discounts on all of our inventory. 2026 GMC Terrains are leasing at $279 per month or buy for $27,690. 2026 Canyon is leasing for $269 or buy for $40,980. Also right now, all new Equinox EVs and all half-ton trucks are starting at $12,000 off MSRP. These are just a few examples of some of the aggressive pricing going on right now at Koppel. Please stop on in or check us out at koppelcars.com. All these with $2,500 down with a roof credit.
Hey guys, it's Nick Sainer. Join me and the rest of the 93.7 The Ticket crew as we bring you live coverage of the 2026 NSAA Girls State Basketball Tournament from Pinnacle Bank Arena. The action tips off Wednesday, March 4th. If it's being played at Pinnacle Bank Arena, it's heard on The Ticket. Class A to Class D2 all week long. Join us March 4th through March 7th as we crown 6 state champions from the 2026 NSAA Girls State Basketball Tournament right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Concrete Industries has immediate job openings for precast production laborers and maintenance technicians. Concrete Industries offers great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness program, holidays, and paid time off. Apply today to earn a starting pay of $21.50 per hour plus a $1,500 hiring bonus. Concrete Industries is hiring all experience levels and offers on-the-job training. Start your career today as a precast production laborer or maintenance technician. Visit concreteindustries.com.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top-quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
Good news, LES customers. Even though their lobby at 2620 Fairfield Street closes July 31st, they've still got plenty of convenient ways to support you. Find your best options at les.com.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program by building a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting lincolnteammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today. Hey fellas, March is Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month. So here's your friendly reminder that ignoring your gut isn't a strategy on the field or in real life. Once you hit 45, screening isn't optional anymore. It can literally save your life. Advanced medical imaging makes it easy with fast, comfortable CT colonography. No hospital hoops, no all-day ordeal. Just a simple scan that helps you stay ahead of the game. Talk to your doctor about getting your screening ordered at AMI and keep yourself in the lineup for the long run.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Fans, are you craving the ultimate game day experience? Red Zone Sports Bar and Grill has your front row seat to all the action. Dive into delicious wings, juicy burgers, and ice-cold drinks, all served up with TVs covering every inch of the wall, so you'll never miss a play. Rally your crew, cheer on your team, and take advantage of game night specials every week. Stop in for a Nebraska basketball game with a party of 4 or more and receive a free pitcher of beer. Red Zone Sports Bar and Grill, right by the Lincoln Airport at 3111 Northwest 12th Street.
If your home isn't delivering the year-round comfort you expect, call the experts at Bryant. Need service? Call 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Welcome into Serving Volley with your host, Nebraska assistant coach and recruiting coordinator, Jaylen Reyes.
Welcome back in. Final segment, Serve and Volley. Nebraska Volleyball Associate Head Coach Jaylen Reyes, and wrapping things up here with a little bit more beach volleyball. Wrapped up about their victories. What does that make it now? 4-0 all at home, and now they hit the road for the first time for beach volleyball. Arizona coming up, and then what is it? I believe. Well, you guys will be down there for a while.
We'll be there all weekend.
So you got the Sun Devil Classic, and then before that, you just have 3 matches. All at the American Sports Center in Avondale.
Yep.
Arizona.
Yep.
So you got that coming up here. What's this look like, this trip for Arizona, and what are you really hoping to get out of it? Because you guys would be there for quite a while.
Yeah. I mean, if I were, I'd be lying to you if I didn't say we're trying to get out of it. One of the big things we're trying to get out of it is the weather. The weather's pretty nice down there. So that's going to be kind of fun, but it's a lot of playing. I mean, we're going to be doing 3 matches on Thursday, 2.
Yeah, so 3 on the 5th Thursday what you said, and then
we're
2
gonna more
on the
than
6th,
double,
2 on the 7th, 2 on the 8th.
We're going to more than double our season total of matches already in 4 days, 4-day span. So, but yeah, we're going to go down there. We're going to play, and then we're going to play some smaller schools that are pretty talented. I think some of them are like ranked in like the small school D2 or NAIA, like top 10, like Arizona Christian and Ottawa University. Other Ottawa, I know we played Ottawa last week. Ottawa, Arizona. That's pretty good. And then I know we're going to play when we go to Arizona State on Friday and Saturday. We're playing the Sun Devils, who I believe they're in the top 8 right now. Their first match of the season 2 weeks ago, they beat the defending national champion TCU. So I think they beat them 4-1 too. So Arizona is always a really good school. Southern Miss is pretty good. Arizona Christian, we're going to play in that tournament too. So no, it should just be like, it's for us. It's the time of the year where we get to see, because now it's more playing than practice. You know, I think we won't practice the rest of the week. It's just all play. We'll practice a couple times next week, and then we go down to Florida, and it gets to the point where we'll end up playing more matches than even have total practices starting, even if you count them up from January. So I think for us, it's the fun time of the year. I mean, at the end of the day, right? Like you come to college to play sports, and sure, the training time is awesome, but at the end of the day, you want to see where you measure up with other people. And, we're going to get to play some ranked teams in their respective polls. And, we're going to get to kind of do it under some fun weather. And usually Arizona this time of year is really nice, and it's not super windy. And that's the thing that affects us the most, in my opinion, especially as a team that doesn't really play that much beach volleyball. And when we spend most of our time inside, which obviously the wind doesn't hit you inside. And
also not going to be dealing with 40-mile-an-hour blizzards.
Yeah, that would not
road
be
trips.
That would not be great for volleyball. You know,
I think it makes sense.
Yeah, that would not
inside.
be. That's not great in general, let alone trying to play beach volleyball. So, we're just looking forward to it. And then I think a lot of it, and one of the biggest things we do this for is to kind of get closer as a team. You know, we have in all likelihood, we think we have everyone here that's going to be on the squad next year. There's nobody we're waiting right now to come in. So it's just getting to start these road trips and getting to the routine of traveling and staying in hotels and checking out hotels and going to another one. This is something that you do during the season. And it's always kind of nice when you get to like the first indoor road trip of the year, when you look around and everyone's like, oh yeah, hey, freshmen do this and we do this and this is how we get our rooms and this is what we do when we leave a hotel, and just all those like little logistical things when you can kind of already have done them. It's always really nice. And that's something that the beach season helps us kind of go through as well.
Also a great state to be heading out to for any Husker athletics.
Oh yeah.
You'll find a lot of Huskers
in
fans. Arizona.
A lot of Husker fans.
That
Lots
should be
of
fun.
Husker fans.
I feel like because I'm sure you've competed plenty of times in Arizona with the beach volleyball team. Were you there last year as well or no?
No. In fact, this is my first trip with Nebraska.
Really? This feels like one that would
the
be...
beach volleyball team has gone to the state of Arizona, but it was before I was the coach.
Okay.
So we've always done, Orange County, Hawaii, San Diego. We've done TCU. We've done LSU. Last year we went to Stetson, which is kind of just north of Orlando. But yeah, we've never, since I've been, I know our assistant coach, Kelly Hunter, when she was on the team, she played. When Danny was an assistant and she was one of the beach coaches, that's, I believe, the last time they went to Arizona. But yeah, I've never been to the state of Arizona with the Nebraska beach volleyball team. In fact, not with Nebraska volleyball in general. We've never played Arizona State.
No, I was trying to think in neutral sites or tournaments. You never met them in there.
We've played Arizona State here. We've played Arizona. We've played Arizona a couple times. One in San Diego, like my second year here. But I've never taken this team, been with the team to Arizona. So it's going to be
probably good fanfare down there.
It's going to be great. We have a couple, Kenneth Kogel, Trey Sigler. They're both from the Phoenix area.
Yep.
So kind of little homecoming for those guys. That's kind of part of the reason we do it too, right? Is to try to get those guys home. And there's a couple of I can't mention these guys by name, but there's a couple of kids that are committed to us, kind of from the Gilbert, from the Mesa area too. So we're kind of looking forward to getting down there and we get to see them. And it should just be a fun weekend overall for sure.
It should be a lot of fun. And hopefully the weather's nice. Should be pretty nice, I imagine. Unless you got to worry. I don't think it's going to be like 90 degrees.
No, I think it's going to be like dead perfect. And plus it's a dry heat. So the only thing I think we're all having to do, and fun fact, we're going to have to, it's daylight savings this weekend, spring forward, but Arizona is one of the states that doesn't do it. So we're chilling there,
It's avoided all the bad weather as well as the time
zone. It's mountain time. It'll be Pacific time, but we won't really feel that effect until we get back. We get back here Sunday evening.
We'll have to wait and see what the results look like when they get back, as they'll be getting ready to compete out there in Arizona. Appreciate everybody listening, but don't go anywhere. We got the debut of Mandy Munson's new show coming up right here at 93.7 The Ticket.